Hello everyone, I am soft skills trainer from Department of Career Planning and Development, Chandigarh University. So today we are going to talk about a very important topic of soft skills, that is assertive behavior. One thing which creates a confusion between our mind is what's the difference between being assertive and being dominating. Always, whenever I give feedback, I always tell my students that you need to be assertive in the group discussion or whenever you are dealing with people. Now, most of the time they ask this question. So, what is the difference? So, there's a very thin line between being assertive and being overconfident or dominating. So whenever you are trying to be assertive, you are trying to have a win-win situation. Now, what do you mean by win-win situation? Now, there can be both kinds of situations when you are dealing with other people. First can be when you want to win, no matter others win or not. That is the first situation. Second situation, when you want to win and you also want that the people whom you are interacting or partnering, they should also win. So your endeavor will be a win-win situation for both of the people. Third situation will be when you have lost all the hopes, feeling pessimistic. Third situation, when you want to win and you want others to lose, that time you become submissive. So I'll ask you, what kind of behavior is the most healthier one and will lead to success? Of course, the behavior when you want yourself to win and your endeavor is with you, your whole team should win. So that is what is called being assertive. So now I would like to highlight a quote by Sharon Anthony Bowler. He says, the basic difference between being assertive and being overconfident or being dominating is when you are trying to be assertive, you care for other person's right. So now things are very much clear that what is being assertive and what is being overconfident and being dominating means. Now, in the era when every work is being done under teams, whenever you will join the companies, you will be having a team leader or some coordinator or your manager who will be holding around 10 people, 15 people or 20 people, or if he is senior, as you will move ahead in the hierarchy, the responsibility will be increased, and if you will become a zonal manager, you will be having around 100 people, 150 people under you. So there, you cannot be dominating. I mean, even the army is not one-man army. They work in sections. The minimum number of people which work for any operation in armed forces is 10, which is called a section. And then we have a leader of a section, which is generally a lieutenant. So you must understand there's no one-man army. So there's no room for a person who is selfish, who is dominating, who is overconfident. Because until or unless you don't care for others, you'll not be able to give rightful orders, and you cannot expect that your people whom you are leading, they will follow your orders. Very important. So how do we check? It's very simple. Whether you are being assertive or whether you are being overconfident, it comes very clearly in the group discussions. That is why most of the candidates get out in the first screening phase when they sit in the group discussions, because they don't care about the selection of others. They are very much insecure. They increase their voices. So now, how you can show that you are assertive? So we know whenever we interact verbally and non-verbally. Non-verbally means our body language, our facial expressions, which is around 80% of our communication, and then our verbal communication, the kind of words, the type of words which we are choosing, right? The kind of vocabulary which we are having while interacting with people. It matters a lot. So, a person who is trying to be dominating, his pitch will be always high. So, even in this stressful situation, just try to have a medium pitch. And when someone is, raising his eyebrows, that means like this, it shows that you are having aggression. So be careful about your body language, about your facial expressions. So one more important thing which you have to take care of is your eye contact. Generally, when we are trying to be aggressive and over dominating, we tend to stare like this. Now this will not help. Why? Because you yourself will not like if someone is staring at you. It is giving he or she is giving you a hard look, right? So maintain eye contact, but don't let that eye contact be a kind of any stare. Then comes a speaking pattern. So be fluent and confident. You must take pauses, but not awkward pauses. You all might have heard about intonation. It is very important for us to intonate our voice so that the right emotion of the sentence is being delivered to the listener. And you should not be very fast. You should have a normal rate of speech. And there might be some situations in the group discussions or whenever you are interacting with people, then someone interferes, interrupts you, then it is quite obvious that you will feel offended. But at that time, you must understand it is not wise to react. It is wise to respond. So there's a huge difference between being a reactive person and being a responsive person. A responsive person will always understand the situation, will understand the pros and cons of his action, and then only then he will take the action. So be like that person. So if someone interrupts, so be silent, wait for some time, and then give your opinion calmly. Don't use don't use you have done this, it is because of you. No, you have to understand that if you are trying to be a leader, you cannot blame others, right? So don't always, even if it is not your fault, or if it is someone else's fault, then still I will recommend use I instead of you, because sometimes if you keep on using this thing that you have done this, it is because of you, so the other people will feel that he is only that kind of person who blames others, who is not proactive, who does not have this quality of taking initiative. Very important. And smile. Smile is something which can make any of the situation, a very peaceful situation. It can pacify any person. A good smile. Now, what is a good smile? Right? So, in corporates, we have something known as corporate smile, which must not look fake. First thing, which should come, it should be very natural. So just smile a bit, even if the situation is a bit tough, right? Even if you are angry from inside, you must learn this art of hiding your emotions. Very important. There's no one in this world who does not feel insecure. There's no one in this world who does not have fear of anything. There's no one in this world who don't feel nervous. There's no one in this world who does not face anxiety. We all do. We all are humans. It is bound to happen to us. But it is up to us that how easily we can hide our emotions, because once a leader start showing his weaknesses, then the people whom he is commanding, then they may lose faith in him. Must understand, please. So now what else comes in the body language? It's your hands, the way you stand, the way you sit, everything matters. Even knowingly we don't care about this thing, but subconsciously it affects people's opinion about you. So a person who likes to talk to people, and whenever he talks he uses his hands a lot. He does not keep his hands in the pockets, or he does not sit or stand like this. So whenever you are doing like this, or whenever you're keeping your hands in the pocket, or whenever you're tying your hands behind, so what it shows? It shows that you are kind of a reserved person who is not up to open to others. Right? So one thing you must understand this thing. So I will give you an example. There was a lady in the United States who was a psychologist. So for some work, she always has to move after every year. So she had a children, and as she had a children, so he always used to change his schools. So one day she asked, after they shifted from one location to other, she asked, "How's it going? How many friends you have made in the new school?" He said, "I don't have friends." Then what she said was, she asked him that, "What is your body language when you interact with people?" He said, "Either I keep my hands in pockets or I stand like this." So she advised him to, whenever he'll be going to school next day, so open your hands and then try to interact. He listened to his mother's advice and he did the same. And in a span of around 2 weeks, 3 weeks, he started gaining attention. People started talking to him. People felt that yes, he is friendly, right? So a very small thing can make a big difference. Then second thing comes is the way you stand, the way your spine is, and the way your neck is, the way you are placing your head. So it should not be like this, or if you should not come ahead while you're talking to people. You should sit relaxed with a straight spine. You must not slouch, and you must not make some funny movements. Like when you're not talking, you cannot do like this. You have a pen in your hands. Please don't have anything in your hands, and you can use your hands in this area, which is between your shoulders, but don't get out of this area. right? Okay. Okay, so one more thing. So now we have understood that what is uh, assertive, being assertive means, and how you can be assertive. Now we will also try to identify what kind of body language and what kind of speech does a person who is dominating in nature possess. So we'll understand that. So we all have come across such a person who will always say this thing, oh, you are stupid, I don't agree with this, this is, I don't think this is working, you know, who will always not accept any of the points, who is not flexible. Why he is not flexible? Because he wants that his idea should be accepted. He is not concerned about the opinion and the ideas of others. Right? So in this way you can identify who is a person who is aggressive, overconfident, dominating. So now what you don't have to do, you know, what may make you sound like an aggressive person. So it is, so a person who is aggressive, he uh, so a person who is aggressive, he may like to give a taunt in a sarcastic way, always, because he is not concerned about your opinion, and he is the person who is having the loudest voice when he's talking. Why? Again, he wants that people should accept his ideas, no matter how good or bad his or her ideas are. And an aggressive person will, so very common trait between assertive and aggressive person is that they both are very confident, very confident, they both are very fluent, and they both have knowledge. But the main thing is that whenever a person who is aggressive starts speaking, or if he's not getting a chance to speak, he cuts others down. He does not have patience. Another thing is, like I told you in the I was talking about being assertive, assertive person will always talk about I, that he will not blame others, so he will say okay, it might have happened because of me, right? So that he is not harming the feelings of others. But here, a person who is aggressive, he'll keep on using the blame words, like it's because of you, you could have done better, you know, that kind of thing. So that those kind of people does not have guts to take the responsibility of whatever may have happened with them. One more thing which is kind of a trait of aggressive person is they speak very fast, because they want that in a short duration they must convey maximum, right? So this was about being a person who is very dominating, right? So now the question is left to you guys, what kind of person you want to be, an aggressive person or an assertive person. You must know what is the demand of the world. You must know there's no one man army, it is only in the movies. You must know that we human are a social animal, and you must know the power of unity. So you are very much intelligent, and you can understand this thing very easily, that what is being assertive and what is the importance of being assertive in this era. right? So thank you very much. Take care.